Hi, so today I'm sharing with you a closer look in my Moleskine Pocket Sketchbook. I've shared bits and pieces in this particular one before. I have a lot more pages and things, and I just want to share some of the fun tips and bits about it. I'm Tammy Inman. This is the Peach Life, and this is Mousy. I don't know what's going on with Mousy lately, but she is like a little boomerang. If I take her down, she hops back up. So the last couple videos, we have Mouse joining us. Usually it's Thomas. All right. So I wanted to kind of share with you some things in my Moleskine Pocket Sketchbook. Now this is the plain sketchbook paper. I really love that for painting on. You kind of can, it's actually pretty good, pretty forgiving. You can't go over and over it with water, so it kind of makes it like you just go for it. And you could do a little correcting, but I wanted to also share, I've added in some Moleskine watercolor pages. I had another notebook where a pocket one, and it was kind of coming apart. And so I decided to take some of those pages out and glue them in here. And there's some in a couple sections. So I'm going to flip through this pocket sketchbook and share with you the things that I love about it, what I've done in here, and ultimately it's my go-to size that I grab for the most. It has been this last year I've been utilizing it, and also I have some videos of some of the things I painted, and throughout the videos here on my YouTube, lots that I just created on my own. Now it's sort of a mixed media, and I mostly paint in it, but I'll add bits and pieces in here of, sorry, that's been off camera there. Bits and pieces of like washi if I have a little piece left over. Maybe a few little stickers here and there, some poems, things like that. But mostly it is watercolor paints. You can see around the edges, I have little bits of washi. I feel like nothing goes unused. And then here is a little testing of some of my newer paints that I got while in Paris. I love these. For some reason, I'll have to learn more about them, but I feel like after you paint, it gives a clear coating. Oh, there's Thomas. If you hear that little scratchy noise, he's scratching on his new cat tower. They got a new little cat tower for Christmas. So I don't know if you can kind of see in here how it gives that little shine, but I really love this particular pocket notebook because it's sort of just freeing to have fun in it, to create, and just try a little of everything. It's no rules. This is where I've added the watercolor paper in. I'm not sure if you could tell the texture has changed, but the point of having this particular little journal, I know sometimes they say art journal or sketchbook. It's actually a Moleskine Pocket Sketchbook, but the point is just to have this little creative, expressive little journal notebook. And this was cut out from something else, and I've added it in here, a little watercolor painting I had done. It's just a little funsy. Maybe if I don't have it with me, then I could add something in here. And again, it's no rules. It's just a fun little space to create. I say art journal, but it's not like my art journals. My art journals is more paper and ephemera and travel sort of stuff and bits and pieces of packaging and things like that. I really need to just say my sketchbook or my watercolor notebook, but it's a decorative notebook, a decorative journal. And I just kind of wanted to share that with you. It's a great way to sample out new paints and try new things. These paints are just glorious. They're creamer paints, and the writing, a little poem by Matisse, and another here, Max Dalton, it says. And then this is a little more mixed media. And oh, mouse, there you go. And I have some other new little things. Like, also, I wanted to say to you guys, I've shared this many, many times, and there might be something start to finish, and other times it just keeps growing. It has a little life of its own. If I have something that I feel like I'd like to add to it, and I had added that little Traveler's Cafe sticker, and then I had a little piece of washi here and a little scrap piece, and so the pages keep changing and developing along the way. So here's where I tested out some ink for my fountain pen. This I painted, and you know, there's different things that give you inspiration, and you can paint that or try to paint that or alter it to make it your own. Little stationery and washi tape. And again, some of these pages you guys have seen, but then these guys, the little flowers got faces. The boba got a little guy on it. It just keeps developing and becoming a little more expressive and creative, but it can also be very simplified to be, you know, creative or enjoyed however you want. And this page once just had, if you go back to my videos, this page just once had some sampling and testing of colors, and then it got washi on it, and then I tested out some of my new colors here. And I love that it's just like a mismatch of just a little creative goodness that kind of somehow goes together and flows. And then I love this one. I have a little video with this one, and a little video here on my YouTube also with this page. There might be a few others, but those ones just came to me real quick that I remembered. Same with this little cat here. Mouse, you're really probably blocking the light. And then I'll show you just the items that I use for this particular one. I'm trying to, I've mentioned this many times, mix more of my colors, practice things, and beginning to sketch first. Like here, I did not do any sketching. I just painted. I want, trying to learn to sketch a little, maybe to get a little more detail. I feel like that has a little fun detail, but oh, also some little stationery cut out. And again, this one has been so much fun and sort of free and no rules. And you could see it's just so different from each section. I think I painted this one on a video with you guys also. And it had this little bits of drapes. And then I think later I added to the drapes. It's just been a great little place to jot things down. And you don't need a separate sketchbook, I would say. You can also do this if you have your Hobonichi for the year or a Midori planner for the year. Midori planner is pretty good. The paper, you can watercolor on, you can sketch, you can add in things. I like having a little separate one myself for this, but I used to do a lot of that in my Hobonichi. The paper's really good for taking paint, but just sort of a designated little creative journal. And again, I wrote some notes. I wrote some notes here in one of my other YouTube videos here for you guys. You can look at my last one. I'll link that at the end. But they always show that like Mark Twain, Hemingway, Benjamin Franklin, Isaac Newton, a lot of things, Picasso, different people carried a little sketchbook. I'm not saying anything like this, but more they jotted their ideas and their different stuff down. And I love to go back and look at those online. Like you can go back and there's sites and things that have photographs in there of their notebooks. I can't think of his name right now. He kind of traveled the Galapagos Islands, and his little pocket notebooks are kind of neat. And I think the thing I like about theirs is they're all pretty much pocket notebooks. And so I just sort of wanted to have my own little pocket notebook and see what I did in mine. And I like to add in little poems in mine. And it may develop more over time, and other times that might be all that it is. And mine really varies, but I haven't been painting that long, and some of my things are really growing and changing. And what I like about this is it's just quick. You can be quick and enjoy, or as little tedious and time consuming as you want. And I like adding the little notes about a place, not just poems and such. And it is, I do have a good little poem for here to add in, but, oh, this one I didn't get to tell you. It's sort of a little adapted from a book cover I had seen, or I have, and then I kind of adapted it out a little. This was already here. This is a Midori stamp. And then I was trying and painting with some of my new paints, and it ended up being a little rooftop. And these little cat guys are in here. I really love it so much. And I like how one side it's Hebrews 12:1, and then some washi, a little washi here, and then a Midori stamp, and then I painted this, and then some washi had been added before I painted this at some point. And so this little layout has really developed over time, and yet it all kind of goes together. And even if it doesn't, that's just fine. It's just having this fun little space all of your own, kind of my garden, a little hint, really doing big changes on my garden. I have long sleeves on today in case my arms get in the video, because I have so many scratches. I had potted. I didn't even pot. I planted about 20 new rose bushes. I'll have to share with you what they are. They're just unbelievable. There's mini roses. They're just so amazing. They self-deadhead. They'll bloom up to 20 degrees. They can, they can handle a little bit of freezing weather as well. It's wonderful. Okay. Like this guy really took on a long time process. I had started, I think in the hospital the night with my mom after she had had her brain surgery. I think I had started him then, and he didn't get worked out till maybe a few months ago. So that was in beginning of January 2025. And then I think I finally went back to him a few months ago, towards the end of 2025. Maybe fall. And then more little writing. This is a little cat poem from T.S. Eliot. And then, okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you guys. In my last video, I shared with you a little bit about the shop, this art shop in Paris. And I had went there, and I'd also shared just like how amazing it was in the store. And there was this upstairs and downstairs, and how just beautiful. And so I wish I had like more pictures and I had videoed, but so many times I was just so in the moment. But guess what? I came across a YouTube channel, and it is, oh my gosh, do I have it right here to tell you guys? I came across a YouTube channel, and her channel was just so wonderful. Let me grab it here. So the information of the channel is in the description for you guys, and a link to the channel and to this video. So it's called Pawshire, and I have followed her for some time, and I don't even recall this video that I'm sharing the link with you on. But she goes to this store in Paris. She does a wonderful job at showing the whole store. So I really want you guys to see that. It's just so wonderful. And she also, the video is only like less than 20 minutes. And she also shows this area that I talked to you guys about in Paris, where like Van Gogh and Monet and Matisse and like all these different people had went to do art. And we went there, and we went to some of the little restaurants and cafes and the little chocolate place, and we walked around. And it also has like the oldest church in Paris, and it was marvelous. She tells you so much good little info and shows you about that as well. All of this in under 20 minutes. It's a wonderful video. Her whole channel is super wonderful. If I were you, I'd definitely follow her. She shows you wonderful art stores all over the world. I mean, she's just wonderful. She's really sweet, really cute, her videos. So, I don't even really know how, I was searching for videos on here just to kind of see what people had out there and what they shared about this shop. Since I didn't have much to share with you guys, I wanted something to share. And hers popped up, and I follow her. And that's sort of like what happens, I think. I don't recall this, but that sort of happens when I'm painting or art journaling or something while I'm watching YouTube videos. You miss things. And a lot of times I try to go back and watch them, but like when you curl up in bed or however, but then I end up wiping out. Okay. And then this video, so, I mean, not this video, but this painting. So I want to share with you the link also in the description. So someone I worked with back when I had worked at Apple, he worked at the Genius, so he worked in the little Genius Bar area, and he was one of the Apple geniuses, one of the like kindest, gentlest, smartest people that I know and got to work with. I had so many people that I really loved and enjoyed, but there's something about Steven that I feel like he could do anything in the world and would be wonderful at it. A really, really nice young man he was. And he has an Instagram. And on that Instagram, he does a lot of photos of like houses and doors, which I don't know why, but I really love doors and houses and gardens. But he does a lot. And he had this picture, and it was kind of just like this, maybe this amount, but I started painting it. It was like such a good, and then I added to it my own little inspiration of what might have been over here. So I'm linking his Instagram for you guys. He's also on Facebook, but I'm going to link his Instagram, and I just love, love, love his photos. So I would say go follow him as well. And if you want, you can tell him I shared, or you follow because of Peach Life, or just follow him. It's just wonderful. We haven't worked with him in many, 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 many years. It was just a brief moment in time when I was there. But yeah, just wonderful. I love to see his photos and things he shares, and I just wish him all the very best in life. And then, so kind. Okay, so that is last in my little pocket sketchbook. Now I'm back to the sketchbook pages, and I will tell you, if I haven't already, if you're going to get a pocket Moleskine, I really love the sketch paper, even for watercolor painting. Something about it just goes on smoother. Even though I've added in some of the watercolor pages, and it does look nice, I would, if I bought one again, I would buy the sketchbook paper. So, and I have this little guy. There's a little pocket, and I could add different little things in here. I got a little Hobonichi template ruler guy. And I have this from Art Toolkit. And I believe they still have these like in their store, brick and mortar store. But I got mine some time ago when I ordered from them. It's very cute. Okay. It says your quick start guide to nature journaling. All right. So, with this, I did sketch this out. Finally, I started to sketch a little bit more. I don't think I sketched that guy. But you can also paint and then go back in and do a little sketching. But it is interesting to see the changing. And I won't say that I did this from beginning and working my way. Sometimes I just did a random page. I don't know why, but sometimes you're just a little creative style. Just go with it and have fun is the most important. So mine's definitely going to be thicker than most because of those watercolor pages I added. And I added them in because I overbent back and I messed up my binding. And so I had that slit kind of. So when I added the new pages in, I just used this like, it's kind of like a white Elmer's glue, but it's white bookbinding glue, and stuck them in there and let that dry good. And boy, it just sticks nicely. So mine's a little bit on, will end up being on the thicker side. And then I have my Paganol little zip pouch. This is in Marigold. And these are just sort of the items that I use in this particular little pocket sketchbook. I have this sort of as a little divider, or I use it when I go to paint and have my little Swedish cloths on and wipe it if I am to like clip it up, so that the water and things don't leak through my pages. Like that. My favorite little travel water brush from Rosemary & Co. This one is purchased through Art Toolkit. And then when you wipe, it's wonderful. Okay, so these are my like simplest amount of items if I want to just take and work in here. It is such a small little amount. So I want to tell you guys, I I would definitely take a moment to like Google search some of those people that I was telling you about, their pocket journals. It's just so interesting to see the little sketches and notes and how it varies from person to person, and also what their interests are. A little mono eraser. Oops, that just popped off. You could twist it. Great for when you're sketching and you want to erase a little something. It really takes off all the pencil marks really well. I find that it doesn't even leave faint marking behind. It's a great eraser. And then I love these. These are those little Kurutoga. I'm probably butchering that. Kuru, and then Toga. You can get them like on jet pens and all kinds of stuff. This one just happens to be a little Toy Story one with the aliens. But there's also an eraser on this end that is quite lovely also. And if you guys know a little bit about these are so wonderful because some little genius mechanism they have so that when you write, it's constantly turning, although you don't see that. So your pencil is always sharp. You always have a sharp tip. Interesting. I don't know. You could read about those. Quite amazing. A micron pencil to write in. Also, a little watercolor, a water brush for my watercolors. A little spritz sprayer from Art Toolkit. I'll carry these supplies in my Paganol Sendic roll, or different little things I share and show with you. But these are my main go-tos. I may travel with more, but these are my bare minimums that I always love to have with me in whatever setup I have. And then this is my new paints from Paris. And I think it's something like Charvin, not Charvin. I can't say it, but quite lovely. I got to share more about the shop with you guys and the different paint palettes that I got. But this has like the little flask here that you open, and you pour your water in there, and then you could clip it on the end here. Okay, so this guy I've been really enjoying recently. And then I would just simply toss these guys in this little Paganol pouch. It's a great one. The little back pocket I sewed in there. It doesn't have that. But if you get the little bit larger one, which is the writer's pouch, is that correct? Let's see. I like to keep the tags in there. Drafter pouch. Okay. It has those little two back pockets, and it's slightly larger, which is nice. So if you like to carry like an A6 size sketchbook, it fits in there beautifully. And I'll put that in my little pocket there. These guys here in the small pocket, and then throw those down in there. And again, this is my bare minimum if I want to be able to have a little of everything with me. Clearly you can go down to much less than this and much more. But for me, this is, when I'm in that little pocket journal guy, what I like to always have, at least. Oh, and of course, a little, either a small or big Swedish washcloth for absorbing all the water. Not necessary, but it was on my desk. Art Toolkit washi tape. They now have their own washi tape. And since it was there, I'll toss it in. So, really just some watercolors, something to write with, and your sketchbook, and it's golden. But that is my bare minimum. And for my pocket sketchbook, I would definitely say get a pocket sketchbook. Find a size you love, and you don't have to spend Moleskine price either. There's some much more expensive than Moleskine and also far less. And if you're going to go with the less, the Art Creation, I think it's Talon's Art Creation, but Art Creation, very, very extremely good bang for its buck. And I really do love the small square one. It's kind of like in between Pocket and A6. Quite lovely, like a little Goldilocks guy. I'll share with you. I don't have a lot in this one yet. Seems to be like I'm doing a lot of little houses and such. I like the colors on this one. On this one here, the one I just passed. These guys coming up are going to be a little zany, so I'm already pre-warning you. Oh man, they look maybe like a little inappropriate, but who knows when you're creating what's going to come out. Okay, so that is a great price. I've got those ones for my nieces. I've also got the Moleskine, but I'm telling you, those are really lovely. I would say the sketch paper might even be similar to Moleskine, so just kind of depends. I'm gonna link my last video for you guys, and also check out that description area for the YouTube video I was telling you about by Pawshire, and also Steven, my friend's Instagram with all the doors. So good. I think I'm just going to be painting more and more of his. They're so inspiring to me. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that little like button. And if you have questions, please let me know. I answer everything. And thank you guys so much for joining me. Always a video Sunday mornings. I might release it a little earlier, maybe late Saturday night sometimes, but always Sunday morning, and some little sporadic ones throughout the week when possible. Thanks so much.